All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So we get to debut a new magnet here today. The NARC King of the West schedule came out yesterday, and for the first time ever, we've got the NARC logo, NARC magnet here on the board to discuss their 29 race slate of races for 2025. And there is a lot of things going on here that not many people have noticed. I saw a couple of comments on the Facebook post yesterday, but one of the dates directly conflicts with a West Coast race for high limit racing, and that is going to really put some of the guys that run NARC in a tough spot. I mean, some of the guys that run full time, and it could potentially cause some guys to not run the series full time just because of that conflicting date. But the two big things that, besides that are on the schedule that we need to talk about is there is no Kings Speedway, no Hanford on the schedule this year. In the Facebook post comments, NARC had posted that Peter Murphy and there was no promoter at Kings Speedway right now to host races. And so we've kind of been hearing rumblings about that here over the last couple of months. And we did not see, Kings Speedway on the high limit racing schedule. It's not on the World of Outlaws schedule. And so we kind of saw this coming. And so what they did, replacing all of those races at Kings Speedway, they now go to the Ocean Speedway 5 different times in Watsonville. And the other big thing is the addition of Calistoga Speedway to the NARC schedule next year for the Louis Vermeil Classic. So that comes at the very end of the schedule, but we'll start things off at the top. The first race of the year is going to be on March 8th at the Stockton Dirt Track. That is going to be the Salute to Leroy Van Connet. That'll kick things off, and then about a month later, they'll go to the first race at the Ocean Speedway on April 4th. As I mentioned, that is in Watsonville, and I'm not really sure I like the move to go and move all of the Hanford races to Ocean. Honestly, guys, 5 or 6 years ago, Ocean Speedway was one of my top favorite tracks in the entire country, but recently it's just kind of not had very good racing. The track surface, it seems like, has just not been very good at all, and they've really let that place go. But now NARC has 5 races there next year. April 5th, they go back to Stockton, so it's a doubleheader weekend there from Ocean to Stockton. And then a week later, they go to the Silver Dollar Speedway, $10,000 to win in that one for the Mini Gold Cup. The very next weekend, or it looks like actually 2 weeks later, April 26th, they go to Thunderbolt Raceway in Tulare for the first time. That is the Chris and Brian Faria Memorial. And then they go to Antioch Speedway on May 10th. I think that's the first of 2 visits to Antioch next year for NARC. And then again, they go to Ocean Speedway on May 16th. That is, let me double check the race. That is what they're calling the Sprint Car Tsunami. Not exactly sure what that means, but the next week after, or the next race after that, the very next day on May 17th, they go back to Tulare once again, the Thunderbolt Raceway. May 31st, the first of 2 visits to Placerville Speedway. And then on June 7th, it is the Silver Dollar Speedway. What is the race name for that one? It is the David Tartar Memorial up there in Chico. Now, in the black riding, and this has kind of been growing over the last couple of years, the fastest 5 days in motorsports. If I'm not mistaken, it used to be called the fastest 4 days in motorsports, but they did add an extra race. And this is where they go from obviously June 7th, so they go to Silver Dollar. But 4 days later, they go up to the Southern Oregon Speedway, and then they stay in Oregon, go to the Douglas County Dirt Track. They stay in Oregon again and go to Cottage Grove, which is a place that is on my bucket list to go to. And then they stay in Oregon once again, June 14th at the Willamette Speedway. And then they make their way up to Washington on June 15th and go to Grays Harbor. And that leads right into the Dirt Cup at Skagit Speedway 3 nights in a row, June 19th, June 20th, and June 21st. And that ends with a $62,000 winner's share for that race, plus all of the lap money that they have involved with that. I want to say you could win like over 85 or 90 grand if you lead every single lap of the Dirt Cup. Fantastic race. It's great to have that on the NARC schedule. And then they take a little while off because that is a lot of races in a very short amount of time for these regional teams. July 12th, they go to Petaluma Speedway for $5,200 to win. The reason I don't have all of the amounts to win for every race is they don't have it on the schedule right now. But the ones that they did have it on there, I put it on there. June 18th and 19th is a doubleheader at the Ocean Speedway. That is the Howard Kading Classic, paying $69,000 or $6,900 to win. Let's make sure I get that right. July 26th, they go all the way down to Santa Maria Speedway down there near Napomo, California. August 2nd, they're back at Ocean Speedway once again. That is a $5,000 to win event. And that one is the Johnny Key Classic, so a very long-standing event. That's the 65th running of that event. And then this is the one that we're talking about right here. August 30th and 31st, the 2 nights at Calistoga Speedway for the Louis Vermeil Classic. Now, that might sound awesome. The Louis was honestly top 3 event in my entire life that I've ever been to, especially with the non-wing cars. The wing cars, but the non-wing stuff, I've never seen in more incredible racing than I have seen with the non-wing 410s at Calistoga. But the Louis Vermeil Classic, August 30th and 31st, is a direct competitor to the Skagit Nationals with High Limit Racing. High Limit is going to be running the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. And so Calistoga is going to be running the 30th and the 31st. So that is really going to affect, in my opinion, guys like maybe a Dominic Scelzi or a Shane Golobic or a DJ Neto or a Justin Sanders. Guys like that, are they going to want to run NARC and skip out on going to the Skagit Nationals, an event that pays very well to start and obviously pays very, very well to win? Are they going to want to skip out and run Calistoga for points, or they want to go up there and run with the big guys and run for big money? I'm guessing they're going to have to pay really, really well for the Louis Vermeil Classic to get those guys to stay. I'm not really sure what went into that, if there's just not any other dates they could have chosen from. And the other thing you got to think about is the High Limit schedule has that to be determined date just a week or so before that. And, the hot rumor is that is supposed to be Calistoga Speedway for High Limit Racing. And so if you're one of those guys like a Sanders or a Scelzi or a Golobic or a Neto, and you're really looking forward to get back to Calistoga and you want to be there for the first race, well, you can do that when you run with High Limit if that is going to be the race. You don't have to run that one. So I feel like it's just, you're really pulling the strings with these guys quite a bit, making them decide on what they want to do. I'm not really sure what went into that. There wasn't that many dates available, but that's just going to cause some serious issues, in my opinion, when it comes to guys wanting to run the full point series. September 6th, after that, they go to Placerville Speedway. October 11th, they go to Antioch once again. October 25th, they go to Kern Raceway in Bakersfield. And then things wrap up on November 1st at the Stockton Dirt Track right there in Central California. So 29 race schedule for NARC next year. A pretty solid variety, I would say. There's definitely a couple of tracks missing from there. They go to Ocean 5 times, which in my opinion, with how that track has raced the last couple of years, probably does not deserve 5 races. But you got to fill in all those dates that you lose in Hanford. And I thought they'd maybe fill in them with more Tulare, but that just wasn't the case. But you got your fun events here with the fastest 5 days. You got the Dirt Cup in there. You got the Louis Vermeil Classic in there as well, and a lot of other big paying races as well. There's going to be more races, I would say, on the schedule that are going to pay, close to $10,000. They just haven't really, finalized everything and gotten everything in order to make that work yet. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the NARC After Dark 2025 schedule. Let me know your thoughts on the Calistoga and the Skagit Speedway direct comparison there, running on the same weekend. What do you think that's going to do for the guys that run out there full-time on the West Coast? Do you think that's going to make less guys run NARC? Do you think it's not going to affect them at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, what do you think about King Speedway not being on any schedules this year? Could we potentially be losing another dirt track here in the United States? Hopefully that is not the case, but it does not look very good. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. We'll talk to you guys again here soon. Actually, very soon. We've got to talk about the All-Star Circuit of Champions and the Ohio Sprint Speed Week schedule coming up here. We'll be back here in, a couple of hours, and we'll upload another video here today. So thank you guys all for watching, and we'll talk to you again here very soon.